Stop. Yo, 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 what's going
What
on? We are
up?
back.
Yes, sir.
Clock Brothers back again for another Ren reaction and breakdown. We're here for you. We're here for you.
Shout out to all the renegades out there, man, worldwide. And we got, by special request, going out to my man Danny from Kansas. He shout out and he said, please react to Power from Ren. Now we know we have a long list of people requesting, but if you want a special request, just send a cash app or a
Super
super
chat.
chat, and we'll get that request. Paid super chats and paid reaction. We're gonna try to get them on list. We're gonna take care of everybody though. So keep putting down in the comments what you want us to react to next, and we just trying to go down the list of the most popular ones. But we're gonna do Power right now from Ren. So I don't know what to expect, and that's the way I like it with Ren. But let's go.
All right.
Get it? Power. These kids don't play my shit, I never had a top 10. Maybe it's cause I sing about violence and depression. They say don't blame these kids, just focus on yourself, friend. Well, if they don't like what I'm doing now, then fuck them. Don't trip, I up the ante, learning licks like John Frusciante, smoking spliffs and popping candy, idolizing Sid and Nancy. Woo! Rock and roll in my soul, bumping Nat King Cole on the dole, fish and chips and games consoles, council house and violent flow. But life weren't sweet at home. Mum and dad took a trip and they split shalom. What will be, but me, I hate to see my mum alone. Late night crying, get so high to try to silence sounds of fighting. Through the walls I heard love dying, so I focused on my...
Hey.
That's what it was. I focused on my... Now let's go back. Let's go back. These kids don't play my shit, I never had a gold plat. My style is old school, but I swear this ain't a throwback. I put my visions into rhythms on a dope track. To understand the place I'm coming from, let's go back. When I was 16, I was a sick teen, I was a victim of my head. I was just 16, up in the kitchen, racking up lines till my nose bled. 16, in an affliction, in an addiction with my dread. I was just 16, I was quite sick then, I was a prick then, I was a pleb, but... fuck it, we're all misguided individuals, life can suck it. My cup ain't half full, man, I'm filling up the whole bucket. I'll drink my tears so I can drown my sorrow. Sing like I might die tomorrow. Live note for note, I go for broke on every single song I wrote. And every single song I write brings freedom to my weary mind. A healing that you'll only find inside an intricate design of kicks and snares and fat bass lines. I flip the script until I find my... it is what it is. I focus on my... now run the track. Run the track.
Hey.
Get it?
Made me jump back.
Get it?
Nice.
Power. Get it?
All right. Power.
Huh.
Focus on my...
That was cool. Yeah,
So,
that was cool. That was cool. I like
A lot
that.
to
I like
unpack
that.
here. Um,
Hmm.
First of all, I'm starting with an overview of it. Um, it was released on April 7th, 2022. Raw
Hmm.
introspective track by Ren, a British singer, songwriter, rapper, and multi instrumentalist. And GOAT, as we said. The song explores Ren's journey through personal struggles, family dysfunction, mental health issues, addiction, and social rejection. Now,
Which is pretty much
let's try
all
to,
his songs.
right, him trying to break down some of these lyrics, right? So, of course, when he first came on, um, when it comes on about, um,
These kids don't play my shit. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
these
Like,
kids
I had
don't
that
play my
top
test,
10.
right? I never had a top 10, right? So
Yeah.
open up pretty much with just frustration, acknowledging his lack of mainstream success, right? Never had a top 10, right? He attributes this to his unapologetic focus on his heavy themes like violence, depression, right? And that does not align with the pop friendly trends, right? So that's pretty much dismissal for others. Don't blame these kids, right? Is met with defiance, then F them, showing Ren's refusal to compromise his authenticity for approval, right? So the other thing about him is that's kind of like a rebellious tone, right? Um so when you hear him do that, right? The feeling of unappreciated for his true self. It's like he wants to be true to himself and he is unapologetic for being that, but it's kind of like, am I um, shortening myself? You know, I'm not getting these top tens because
Hmm.
of that, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what he's getting to, you know, in that.
They say don't blame these kids. Just focus on yourself, Ren. Yeah. They say don't blame these kids. Just focus on yourself, Ren. Yeah.
I mean, so that's pretty much like, don't worry about, you know, don't blame it on the kid. You know, that's why he
Yeah.
came out and said, these kids don't blame my ass. I'll never get a top 10. So he's saying that the people are telling him, don't forget about them. Just focus on yourself,
On yourself.
right?
Yeah.
And that's what he continues to do as far as his lyrics go, right? He's not going to change it up, right? So then he says, um, "Don't trip. I up the ante, learning licks like John Frusciante, smoking spliffs and popping candy, idolizing Sid and Nash." You know, John Frusciante is, I think he's from the Chili Peppers.
He's the guitarist
Um,
from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
yeah, I think he's from the
Learning
Chili Peppers.
licks. Licks is another thing for playing the guitar. It's a lick, a guitar lick. So
Right. So
pretty
he said,
that's your
playing licks like
regular,
John Frusciante.
entendre.
Right. That's what we want to double. And pretty much just showing his dedication to mastering his craft. The mention of smoking spliffs and popping candy, idolizing Sid and Nancy. That's Sid Vicious and Nancy Spungen, right? The tragic rock couple, right? And that pretty much paints a picture of course, of rebellion, rebellious, hedonistic youth influenced by rock's darker icons. So Sid and Nancy, where was Sid from? Sid Vicious. What group was?
They're British. Oh, he's from the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, Sex Pistols. And Nancy was his girl. And they had like this crazy love story. I think
Yeah,
they made a movie
toxic
about it and everything.
relationship. Yeah, there's a movie starring Gary Oldman and and what you call it? What's the other name? I forget her name. It's Gary Oldman and Chloe Webb
Okay.
playing Sid Vicious and Nancy Spungen. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. So now when he says, "Woo, rock and roll in my soul," bumping Nat King Cole on the dough, fish and chips and games consoles, council, house and violent flow. So that was kind of like a double when he says, "Being broke." That's on the door. When he says, um, roll, rock and roll in my soul, bumping Nat King Cole on the dole, fish and chips and games. Like dole, that's kind of like a double because dole is also fruit. It's like
Mm.
fruit, fish and chips and games, and on the dole is it pretty much mean being broke. And I think in UK terms, it's like not having a lot of money or what have you.
Yeah.
And um, he, let's see what else I took out of this line. Pretty much when showing the energy, he said energy of Nat King Cole. Now Nat King Cole is a jazz artist, right? A great
Hmm.
smooth jazz artist,
Yeah.
and
Well, he
that's
said
kind of like what he gets his
bumping
style
Nat
from,
King Cole.
right?
He said bumping Nat King Cole on the dole, fish and chips and games consoles.
So again, Nat King Cole is a great jazz musician, and he's pretty much talking about, he's using that for motivation, and he takes a lot of these greats. He mentions a lot of greats
Hmm.
whenever when he raps to let you know that he gets inspiration from a lot of different ways, right? But life weren't sweet at home. Mom and dad took a trip and they split. Shalom. Um, Dad is pretty much saying his mother and father went on vacation and took a trip, or they could just be using took a trip as in they split.
Yeah.
Took a trip and they split, right? Took a trip
Shalom.
is
And
another,
shalom
and
is
another
something you would
word, even though
say.
I probably not talk about that, but another word taking a trip is getting high, doing
Hmm.
drugs, and you go on a trip, right?
Right.
And then they split. Shalom means what? Goodbye
Peace.
or
That
peace,
means
peace,
peace. Yeah, like peace,
peace.
dude. I mean, it means
Right.
peace. It's the Hebrew word for peace,
Okay.
harmony, stuff like that. But people say peace is goodbye as well. So that's probably
Right.
what he meant. Took a trip and they split. Shalom. Yeah,
Right.
like
He says,
peace.
"What will be will be. What will be will be. But me, I hate to see my mom alone." So that's obviously that's obviously letting people know he stayed with his mother or went with his mother. Late night crying gets so high to try to silence sounds of fighting through the walls. So he's hearing them argue and fight,
Yeah.
and to try to uh, you know not pay attention to that, he gets high, right?
Hmm.
Just to try to silence the sounds fighting through the walls. I heard love dying, so I focused on mine. So through those walls, the fighting, he was not only hearing fighting, but probably what they were saying is is letting him know they don't love each other anymore, or their love for each other is dying, right? So yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
That is rough. That's real. That's deep.
I
But
had the benefit of growing up with both my parents. Thank God I had that benefit. But I know
yes, it's a big difference.
a
I don't
lot of
try to
people
act
used to,
like it.
yeah, used to be very envious and say, man, you guys
Yeah.
got the mother, you got the father, your
To
family
this
in the
day,
house.
to this day, a friend of mine was talking to me and said it. Man, you was lucky. You had a dad and a mom coming up. Yeah, I
Hmm.
was lucky.
Very lucky because I know a lot of people grew up with either just their mom or few
My
of them just
cousin.
their dad. Some of them not neither one. Some grew up in um, foster homes and adopted homes. So very fortunate. And when you have both your parents and that happens, that could be traumatizing, right? But he just wants people to know his resilience. He's showing his resilience, his self determination. That's why he
Yeah,
said, I focus on my, which mean power.
yeah.
And second to, he said he back to these kids don't play my ass. I never had a gold plaque, meaning he never had a
Hmm.
gold record, right? My style is old school, but I swear this ain't no throwback. So I'm not, you know, doing stuff from
That's
back in
a
the day.
bar. I
I'm
like
not
that.
being an
I like
old
that
head,
line.
but yeah, but I am I'm old school, meaning I write my own bars.
Yeah.
I rap. I respect the culture. That's what he means by old school. But my stuff is not outdated, right? Um,
Yep.
I put my visions into rhythms on a dope track to understand the place I'm coming from. Let's go back, and
Mhm.
that's pretty much when he said that. That's a double as well, because he
Yep.
went back to pretty much his first line, right? And he wants you to understand. To understand where I'm coming from, we'll go back. And he lets you know when I was 16, I was a sick teen. I was a victim of my head. I was just 16 up in the
Mm.
kitchen racking up lines till my nose bled. And that's another double. Racking up lines could mean he was sniffing coke, because you know when you sniff coke, your nose bleeds.
Racking up the
And
lines. Yeah.
right, snipping lines, and also racking up lines could mean racking his brain with lines. And the old,
That's a
the
double.
old urban legend is if you sit in one place for too long, your nose can start bleeding because of the circulation. So he's racking up lines, the cocaine lines, and racking up lines in his head. People say, "Oh, I rack my brain, racking up lines," and that's a triple. And also piling up lines. So if you're racking your lines, if you're racking your brain from the lyrics, and
Yeah.
racking up, that means racking up means adding up lines. So that's really a triple entendre. 16 with an affliction. Everyone knows an affliction is a issue or not a disease, but a problem with your body, right? If you blink too much, that's an affliction. You got a
Hmm.
blinking problem. You got a nervous condition. I used to blink a lot when I was young. I
Yeah.
always blink a lot. My mother would be like, "Stop doing that," right? And then, but that was a nervous condition. That's an affliction, right? Um, I was just 16. I was quite sick then. I was a prick then. I was a pleb, right? And then, and like I said, he is reminding, but that's why he said go back. He's reminding to where he came from, right? Diving into the teenage struggles, revealing mental health issues, right? Victim of my head. That's um, in his head, mental issues, right?
Yeah.
Mental health and drug addiction, racking up lines. He said, so um, a very important part there is the affliction. He said affliction and addiction with my dread, right?
Mm.
With my dread, I would think that my dread is another word for head. Like you can do like a dread head. Um, I might not be getting that right. Somebody, you guys can let me know in the comments if I'm getting that right. Affliction and addiction with my dread. So unless it's his friend, maybe his friend is a dreadhead. Affliction and addiction with my dread suggest a cycle of self-destruction. Um,
Hmm.
that's what it sounds like to me. It's a cycle, self-destruction, and self-description as a prick and a pleb. I believe a pleb is like, I think that's slang for like idiot, or he's an a hole. I think that's what a pleb means. UK. Um,
Mm. Well, I have
and
here they
then
got an ordinary person, especially
hmm,
one for the lower social classes.
okay,
Hmm. Okay.
right. And then when he says live brother, 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 note for note, I go for broke on every single song I wrote. Once again, that takes you back to the beginning when I said he's old school, right? And every single
Yeah.
song I write brings freedom to my weary mind, a healing that you only find inside an intricate design
Mm.
of kicks and snares and fat bass lines. I flip the script until I find mine. Then whenever he says until I find my power, so he's basically talking about the drum machine. Um, you only find inside an intricate design of kicks and snares and fat bass line. So that's what he's designing, the intricate beats, right? Um, the repeated brother feels like a call, kind of like he's calling out to his community, brother, or self encouragement, like ground the song, like
Right.
brother, 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 right?
Live,
So
brother, 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 brother.
yeah, you know what I mean.
Note for
He
note,
describes
I go for broke on every single song I wrote. That's facts. You always go going hard, right?
puts everything into it,
And every single song I write. So every single song I wrote and every single song I write
right?
brings freedom to my weary mind.
Right.
See?
So his old songs and his new songs, they they're helping him. His art is helping him through this. Ren, everyone knows Ren goes through a lot of pain. He goes through a lot
Hmm.
of issues, right? And he kind of views his music as therapy, right? And
Agreed.
at the end, he pretty much is just jamming out to the music. He keeps bringing the music back, right? That power part, that power.
Yep.
I think the dude next to him, I think that might be the guy named Sam. I think I'm not sure.
Mm.
Y'all can let me know down in the comments if I'm not correct. But yeah, man, some strong lyrics. I
Yeah.
really love his way he's going. Like the next Ren song, man, it's like you just never know which direction he's going in, whether he's going to go storytell mode. This was more like about bars and like letting people know about him and letting people know that, I'm not going nowhere. I might have this struggle and that struggle, but I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. And you're going to continue to hear from me. And I'm just going to keep it hip hop. That's what he's doing. I'm just going to
That's
keep
what
it
he's
hip hop,
doing.
man. And not also. I'm not gonna be outdated, but I'm gonna keep it hip hop for y'all. So I like it, man.
Yeah, Ren is
I did that
serious,
about
man.
7.5. Love the lyrics as
Yeah.
always.
Yeah. I
So
love the beat too. I love the way they did
love the production on that.
the way they laid down the beat to it. It was bouncy, wasn't boring. And of course he's
Yeah.
not boring. He's going through it and leaving just killing it. So
If y'all know who produced the record, maybe it's
yeah.
Sam, maybe it's Trim Sam did it. Let me know who produced the record. All right, it was an ill beat.
Yeah.
So also let us know down in the comments where you want us to go next. We're at y'all's mercy, at the
Yeah.
Renegades' mercy. Y'all let us know where we're going next, man. Like I said,
Let's
any
know.
special
Gotta
requests,
vote.
just special requests, man, and let us know where we should go next. Just like Danny did, shout out again to Danny from Kansas, right? And y'all let us know down in the comments, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Shout out to the Renegades, man, and all y'all help, all the way y'all supporting us, and we're gonna keep delivering what y'all want, as long as
Yep.
y'all keep supporting, man. And we appreciate y'all a whole lot. So that's it, man. Until the next Rim reaction, it's the Clark Brothers lyrical breakdown and reaction for your boy Ren Power. Peace.